Dear viewers, I welcome you to this continued topic of quality assurance. Here in this session, we will be discussing definition of calibration, the purpose of the calibration, what we mean by instrument calibration, and how frequently we should calibrate any given instrument, and what is the need of calibration, and what are the methods that are available for performing this calibration operation, and finally the importance of performing this calibration. So first we will take the definition of calibration. Calibration of an instrument is the process of determining its accuracy. The process involves obtaining a reading from the instrument and measuring its variation from the reading obtained from a standard instrument. So what we mean by calibration in a layman terms is when we have any instrument, for that matter, for example, if you take a weighing machine or a weighing balance, if you want to determine whether that weighing machine or weighing balance, if it is performing properly or not, or if it is showing the weight properly or not, we perform something called as calibration. So what we do here is we measure the weight that is shown by the instrument which you are intending to calibrate, and we will compare that reading with the standard weighing machine, and we are going to compare the results obtained from the one under study and the standard instrument, and we will measure the variation between the readings that are obtained between the instrument under study and the instrument which you are comparing with, which is known as a standard instrument. So the whole process, we call it as the calibration, which is a process of determining the accuracy of any given instrument. Calibration of an instrument involves adjusting its precision and accuracy so that its readings come in accordance with the established standard. So what if the instrument you are intending to calibrate, if it is not showing the right weight, for example, if it is the weighing balance, if it is not showing the right weight, then what we try to do is we try to adjust it on comparing with the standard instrument. What we adjust its precision and accuracy. What we mean by precision, it is the quality or the condition or the fact of being exact and accurate, and accuracy is something what is defined as the quality or state of being correct or again precise. So we adjust both this accuracy and precision with that instrument under study, and then we say that it is calibrated. So this is important for justifying the process of qualification and validation. These are two things which we come across in quality assurance. Qualification is something which is defined as the action of providing that the equipment is properly installed and is working correctly and actually leads to the expected results. So we have four different types of qualifications. The first one is design, then installation, performance, and operational qualifications. These are four different types of qualifications. And with respect to validation, validation is the process of establishing documentary evidence that demonstrate that a procedure or a process or activity carried out in testing and then production maintains the desired levels of compliance at all the stages. So we will be studying this qualification and validation in the subsequent sessions. So the calibration is very important so as to justify these two important processes, that is qualification and validation process. Coming to the next thing, the instrument or the equipment with known accuracy is known as standard. So standard is something to which we are comparing our equipment which is to be calibrated. So the instrument which is of known accuracy or which is of the known standard, or we can say of known accuracy and precision, we call it as a standard or standards or a standard instrument. All other instruments are usually compared with these standards. It is important to know that the standards vary from one country to the other depending on the type of the industries. And there are two objectives or two main objectives that this calibration process achieves. The first one is it checks the accuracy of an instrument. The second main objective is it determines the traceability of the measurement. The traceability of the measurement is the property of the result of measurement or the value of a standard whereby it can be related to a stated references, usually national or international standards. So that was about the definition of calibration. Coming to the scope or the purpose of the calibration. Why do we need this calibration? And what are the main purposes for doing this calibration? The calibration is primarily done to achieve 5 main purposes. They are to make sure that the readings of the equipment or instruments are consistent with other measurements and display correct readings every single time. So whenever you get a reading out of the instrument, that readings, we should be very sure that the readings shown by the instrument are consistent and are comparable with the standard every single time when it is used. So the purpose, the very basic purpose is to make sure that your instrument is consistent and are on par with the standard instrument. The second purpose is to determine the accuracy, precision, as we discussed in the previous slide, and reliability. Reliability is something that we can rely on the readings what this instrument is giving, and deviations, if any, of the measurements produced by all the instruments. So what we do is, the main purpose is to determine all this accuracy, precision, reliability and deviation of the measurements produced by the instruments. And the next important purpose is to establish the reliability of the instrument being used and whether it can be trusted to deliver repeatable results each time. So any instrument that we use in pharmaceuticals should produce a consistent results, and they should be reliable. Reliable in the sense every time they are being used, the results what we get should be a sort of repeatable results. And to map the drift, I will come to this drift. To map the drift as documented, instruments have tendency to produce inaccurate measurements over a period of time following repeated use. Drift is something which is unavoidable, and upon long usage of any equipment, the instrument tend to show this kind of drift. Drift is something wherein which if there is a straight line and if you are expecting that the results should be on the straight line, they will not fall on the straight line, rather they drift out of that straight line. I mean to say, they make certain angle from the expected results. So that we call it as a drift. It is a fact that all the instruments or measuring instruments drift over time. We all know that. And some instrument will drift more and some instrument will drift less. And some modern instrument, what they are designing these days, they typically drift lesser than the older models. And that is how the drift is usually addressed in all the latest equipments. And the main purpose of doing this calibration is to ensure that industry standards, quality assurance benchmarks such as current good manufacturing practices, we call it as CGMP, we'll come to this, and government regulations are adhered to. So calibration is a very crucial parameter when a regulatory body inspects any given premises, or when they tend to inspect any given documents in the premises or in the processes. So they usually look up for the documents or the quality control documents what the industry is following in order to control the quality. And this CGMP, or the current good manufacturing practices, it refers to the regulations that are provided by US FDA, and this is a regulatory body that guides the design, monitoring and maintenance of manufacturing facilities and whatever processes that are carried out in that manufacturing facility. So these are main purposes of the calibration. Coming to the instrument calibration, as in pharmaceuticals we deal with a lot many instruments. It is very crucial to understand what in particular is the instrument calibration. The instrument calibration is defined as the process of comparing the measurements made by the instrument which is to be calibrated against a known measurement of either standards or an instrument known to be making measurements that exceed the acceptable limits of accuracy and precision. So in short, if I want to conclude this definition of calibration, it is the process of comparing the measurements that are made by the instrument which is to be calibrated with the standards or any standard instrument which is known to make certain exact or which is known to give certain exact readings of the acceptable limits and acceptable limits of accuracy and precision. Usually calibration lab prefer a standard with 10 times higher accuracy. However, most regulating organizations and authorities, they accept 3:1 accuracy ratio with the instrument under consideration and the standard equipment. Coming to the frequency, how frequently do any instrument needs a calibration? So how often, that is the question. So if you are thinking about how often we need to calibrate any given instrument, it depends on its tendency to drift. I mentioned the drift. It is the drifting of values from the expected values. It mainly depends on the tendency of the instrument to drift from the true measurement values and how it impacts the quality of the end product. We examine each instrument being used and study its behavior. Based on the information, you can design a calibration schedule for each and every given instrument. So how frequently we use and how is the behavior of the instrument, and based on all those information we can actually schedule for its frequency, or we can schedule for its calibration of any given instrument. So the interval between the calibrations can vary. It can be a weekly calibration, it can be monthly or bi-monthly, it can be quarterly, semi-quarterly or annually, or it can be sometime after a heavy usage. So that is how frequently we usually go for calibrating the any given instrument. So when should we should the measuring instruments be calibrated is a question. As soon as you bring in a new instrument, you should calibrate it before you test it out. This particular thing we will study in qualification process, and also the frequency of calibrating the measuring instruments depends on the number of different factors basically, and we have this guide so as to judge when the instrument needs to be calibrated as per the regulatory guidelines like CGMP or GMP. As I mentioned, when the new instrument is brought into the premises, it should be calibrated before we proceed any further with using that instrument. Before and after you take critical measurements, sometimes it is very crucial. After any instance of electrical or mechanical shock that may happen during the transport or any similar event that includes the fall or a bump, etc. When you suspect that accuracy of the measurements being produced is questionable, if there were any repairs that might have happened or any requalifications of the instrument, then the calibration is a must. As per included as a part of calibration schedule, as per schedule we need to calibrate them. Depending on the task and process, as some require calibration to be conducted before any work starts, and according to the manufacturer's recommendation, if he is recommending to calibrate now and then, we should calibrate. These are when we should measure or when the measuring instrument should be calibrated. Coming to commonly used calibration methods and procedures, there are different ways that can be used to calibrate any given instrument. These methods are chosen based on the desired results of the calibration and the regulatory authorities and the requirement of the regulatory authorities like FDA guidelines, etc. So based on the regulatory requirements, the calibration procedures are carried. So let us see, there are three different types of calibration methods and their procedures. The first one is standard calibration. The second is the calibration with data. And the third one is ISO 17025 accredited calibration. Coming to the standard calibration, this is the most preferred method of calibrating instrument, which are non-critical to the quality or are not required for accreditation and licensing purposes. Use traceable standards and document its performance. So standard calibration is the one which we do in day-to-day setups, where in which, for example, the weighing balance, before we start operating any procedures in the quality control lab, we first calibrate the UV instrument, the weighing balance first every day in the beginning or in the morning before we start anything. We first come and calibrate the UV, the weighing machine. So that is a sort of standard calibration process which is non-critical to the quality, but still, yes, we are supposed to do it. And this data of standard calibration will not be desired by the accreditation or the licensing authorities, but still we need to record them. Coming to the next one, that is calibration with data. This is a procedure for calibration with data, are similar to that of accredited calibrations, or the calibrations which are submitted to the accreditation bodies. We need certain data, and this calibration with data is somewhat similar to that accredited calibration. The only exemption being that the procedures are not accredited to ISO standard. So the calibration what we perform here with this calibration with data, it is not according to the ISO standard. Moreover, they are not accompanied by data on measurement of uncertainties. This is also a very important thing which we are supposed to address if it is a very crucial thing which regulatory authorities sometimes look for. So in that particular case, we go for or resort for this last calibration process, that is ISO 17025 accredited calibration. This is the strictest of all the calibration procedures or methods, and it requires a measurement report which has all the details of measurements that are made against a standard, and they say it as found, which we usually call it as calibration, or it is as found before calibration is started, and as left once the calibration is completed. And if the calibration is done by calibration service provider, they usually provide a calibration certificate of that for that particular instrument. So these are the three commonly used calibration methods or procedures which we follow in any given pharmaceutical premises. Coming to the last part, which is the importance of the regular calibration, how important this calibration is in pharmaceuticals. It is responsible, or the calibration process is responsible for defining the accuracy of any measurements and its quality that is recorded by the instrument. So the calibration is the only thing which will ascertain that the measurements or the process that were carried out relying that particular instrument are of quality, and all this is well documented. When you start working with any instrument, it must be calibrated well, thus assuring you of accurate results. That is also a very important thing. Before you start up with any given instrument or a new instrument, or if you have shifted instrument from one place to the other place, then it is very crucial that we need to calibrate that particular instrument even before we start anything with it. However, over a period of time, as I said, we start observing a drift that is quite common with all the instrument, and calibration will minimize such uncertainties by assuring the accuracy of the test equipment. Okay, the test equipment is something like the instrument which is to be calibrated, we call it as the test equipment, and we compare this test equipment with the standard equipment so as to record the differences. When you regularly calibrate your equipment, you can eliminate the drift as it's building at its budding stage instead of allowing it to grow till it affects the measurement in a very significant ways. So anything that can be worked out at a very budding stage can prevent or rather prevent the amplification of the errors at the last. Calibration helps us in quantifying and controlling errors and uncertainties within the various measurement processes to an acceptable level. So we can control the errors and uncertainties to a very acceptable level and we can address them. Further, it helps us to improve the accuracy of measuring device. That's very important, and which in turn improves the quality at the end so that the product comes out of the premises with a good quality. So that is the calibration very crucial for any instrument in the manufacturing premises. In short, if I want to conclude, the regular calibration allows pharmaceutical companies to have confidence in the results which they can record, monitor, control and produce. That is the importance of calibration. So with this, we are ending with this calibration topic, and we shall take the validation aspects in the next session. Thank you very much.